there were, of course, as I'm sure that a good deal of you know, documents circulating that were obtained legally through a FOIL request that has been under investigation by the Eucalyptus Media team for quite some time now. That I have been privately tracking where these what these documents say, reading them to get the best, at least an accurate sense of what's in there. They they go back at least to, from what I could see, August of last year, conversations about the battery energy storage systems unit and these are conversations, varying conversations with different local officials about the project, whether that's the former supervisor of Ticonderoga, the current supervisor of Ticonderoga, the codes enforcer of Ticonderoga, and also highlighted in there is Essex County co-director and CFO of the Industrial Development Agency, Jody Alcott. But there are and in the email with the Essex County IDA is the mention of a non-disclosure agreement. Now, it is not clear from what I read that others have taken that same path of signing an NDA, at least from what could be seen, but it does beg the question. So these documents have gone viral at this point, at least in terms of what viral would mean in a small community like Ticonderoga or the surrounding region. I'm sure that many in the surrounding communities are concerned about this issue. And so we are still tracking the documents and still reading them, investigating what has taken place. It is clear from these documents that it has taken place because, again, these are conversations by email with between the county, the town, and the developer. So all of that is verifiably accurate, true, and tested at this point, it would seem, by what these documents attest to. So and it appears that the town attorney also was in the loop somewhat in terms of local zoning laws, as local zoning laws are discussed quite heavily. Also of note in that were documents concerning with the zoning board concerning that the firehouse, what was the current fire department, and it would still be current, did not have the capacity to respond to, as it put it, battery-related fires. So even there is a note that there is an awareness of fires, or fires being a possibility for these systems by those in government. So what that will mean going forward, I do not know. And that will be up to you, the people, and your local officials to respond accordingly. And the best thing to do that we have mentioned is to of course pray for things here locally, as much as I had mentioned, praying for the national level and the national scene for things there. This would be the time to pray for our region. Again, these go back as far as August of last year was the earliest date that I saw on the ones that I was. I mean, they were coming in droves. It seemed like, and and then in November of 2025, conversations heavily between the Ticonderoga codes enforcer and the company on the zoning laws, the codes enforcement, and that side of things on this issue. So again, that will be a continuing development this week. That will probably be the top story around our region. So that will, that will be up to those in power to find. I don't know if they will be able to respond given the non-disclosure order that appears to be in place there. But again, I can only report what has been put out there, and what happens next is ultimately in the hands of not only them, but we, the people, who, because it's our voice ultimately. So that is all I'm going to say on that for now as we head into this. It seems like a very heavy topic for sure to start the week, but I don't want to overstate what was in there, but I don't want to understate it either. That it is both, that it is a concern, but also not wanting to go beyond what is written in the report.